The very troubling part about this is this persistent image of death on television in these commercials, simultaneous with suddenly a call from the unknown, a cry across the stellar distances of something coming to pay a call, just as we are entering the middle of the torrid meteor stream, which we're in now. And on Friday, there appears to be a possibility, just want to phrase this carefully, that a chunk of something in that damn stream, a la Graham Hancock and his latest book. Remember Graham and his
of course
intense preoccupation with the torrid meteor showers?
Yes.
The two catch points where we could get hit by something that's very unpleasant are between now and the 15th of November, peaking somewhere around the 6th, which is Friday night, and then between June 24th and August, early August. And early August, June and August 1999, of course, is the period in the sky of the orbit where Soho was looking when it was taken out.
All right, Richard, hold tight for a moment. Let's get couple more calls in here. Wildcard line, you're on the air with Richard C. Hoagland. Hi.
Richard, I think you're absolutely correct, because out of chaos, order. And that's been the theme in this death-centered advertising that they've been doing. I have a few questions, if I could just beg your patience on it and maybe connect the dots. As John Glenn goes up and circles the Earth, do you remember when George Bush parachuted out of an airplane?
Absolutely.
With the Golden Knight?
Do you know where he parachuted from?
The Yuma Proving Ground. And you know where that is? It's 33 degrees where he landed.
Yes.
Okay. And
now,
did you have...
Let me stop you there, sir.
Pardon me?
I did redshift on George jumping out of that airplane.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
When he touched ground, Osiris, Orion, the father of Horus,
yes,
just clearing the eastern horizon at that latitude and longitude.
That's beautiful, because you know what? Did you see on... I was watching World News Tonight. I think it was either 10th... I'm looking at my notes. October 31st or November 1st was a few days ago. John Glenn orbiting over the Earth, and they showed him in the shuttlecraft orbiting over the Earth, and he was, guess where? Above Egypt. And I was just kind of wondering...
Oh, I saw that too.
Oh,
yeah,
they've
I
done it
was
over
kind of wondering where Cyrus was there.
Yeah, they played that again and again and again. Richard, as
remember I was on the phone with you, Art?
Yeah, and you said, oh my God, they're showing the pyramids. I remember that, yes.
Yes.
And then later, I was fortunate to catch it because they did it again and again.
Okay, here's where things get very intriguing. John Glenn is a 33rd degree Mason.
Is he?
He is in his 36th year since his first flight. I was a little bit younger back during his first flight, so I didn't, know all the things that we know now. But Mike has figured out with Redshift that at 9:47 on the morning of February 20th, when Glenn was launched on his Atlas Mercury booster into his 3-orbit period, his leap into history.
Right.
If you've been standing at Cape Canaveral, all right, Comet Encke, which is the central body in the torrid meteor stream, the one that everyone is looking at, would have been precisely 33 degrees above the launch pad horizon. Comet Encke, when he launched the other afternoon, was exactly on the eastern horizon, just clearing the horizon when that shuttle left the ground. Coincidence after coincidence after coincidence.
All right. East of the Rockies, you're on the air with Richard C. Hoagland and Art Bell. Hi.
Hello, are you there?
We are here.
Hi, my name is Jim, and I'm calling from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yes, sir?
I'm from Houston, Texas, though, and I work for a major airline. I used to work for one based in Houston. When they went bankrupt, I found my way up here. Let's see, I've got so much to tell you. The carrier that I work for now, we have the most service out of Indianapolis. In the last decade or so, we have 2 Air Force bases up here, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton and Grissom Air Force Base here in northern Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
We would get all this we did some charter work for the United States Air Force and the military out of Washington, D.C. and Houston, Texas, NASA, places like this. So being in customer service, I got to be familiar with a lot of the faces that would come and go. Well, since they closed Grissom Air Force Base down, we've seen less and less of that traffic over the years. But I can tell you that within the last week, Grissom Air Force Base has come alive once again. And a lot of the old faces that I used to see in the past, I've reacquainted myself with just, because I'm still in customer service. So some of the old faces, I kind of, you're going to really, this is going to give you a twinkle eye. I said, what's up, guys? And they said, oh, twinkle, twinkle, little star. And I asked the one guy, I said, does this have anything to do with the signal from outer space, from the Pegasus system? They looked at each other and looked at me and smiled, and they said, the high desert strikes again. All right? So I said, what's up, guys? And they said, oh, the same old, same old. And I said, no. Hey, I might have been born at night, but not last night. This is too much traffic in and out of here. And they said, well, we got some big problems to deal with and not too much time to do it in. And I said, is it the Klingons or the Romulans? And they looked at each other and they said, well, we're hoping it's the Federation, and they're coming quick.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Now, Richard, I've heard you say this 1,000 times over the broadcast. You've said that there's been turmoil within NASA for the longest time, power structures, and power fights and everything. Well, coming from Houston, my best friend is a 25-year, both he and his wife are 25-year employees of NASA, and they were from Austin, Texas. They both worked for Motorola and subsequently ended up down in NASA working as civilian employees, having something to do with the computer end of it. So they're my best friends. I talk to them, on the Watts line, you might say, free all the time, and we keep up. And over the years, we've always had some wonderful, wonderful conversations about some things that would just raise your hair that you don't normally get to talk to people about, when you're standing in line at Safeway.
We're very short on time now.
Okay, I asked him the last time, I said, what's going up? And he says, everybody's head's fixing to roll down here. And I said, why? And he says, well, he said, turmoil, this president that we've got in the White House now is not going to go down in history as being the most scandalous president in the 20th century. He's going to go down in the history as being the president that blew the whistle, that told the world the truth.
Well, he may yet. We'll see. My only comment on the whole election, Richard, was I thought Monica Lewinsky won. and that's really not very far off course either. Really, the big deal made over Lewinsky, I think, accounts for the Democrats' victory, or so-called victory, and they did have a bit of a victory in an off-year election. It's almost unprecedented, and the only factor that really is at work, other than the good economy and so forth and so on, is the big deal made over Monica Lewinsky. And now all of a sudden, I noticed that the impeachment hearings are going to be quick and over by Thanksgiving, I'm told. They were going to drag out forever before. So, you want to do one more hour?
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back. This is Coast to Coast AM.